All right, peace and blessings, family. This is Brother Sharif and Patah Shakur with the Hour of Power. We have another special guest this week. It's going to be powerful, so listen in, share if you can. We'll start out with our universal prayer and then some announcements, and we'll get right into this much anticipated interview. In the name of God, the gracious and merciful, we give him praise and thanks for his mercy and his goodness to the human family. If all the trees upon the earth were pens to write with, and if all the oceans were ink, and then another 7 oceans to add to its supply, the writing would still not be enough to explain the glory of God. We praise no other in our good times, and we confide in no other in our time of need. We thank God for the Metu Neter, oracle scriptures and writings that came on the continent of Africa thousands of years before any organized religion. We thank God for Moses and the Torah, Jesus in the Gospel, and Muhammad with the Quran. And even if I lived to be 1,000, it would still not be enough to thank God for his many blessings and gifts. We thank God for the Metu Neter, oracle scriptures and writings that came on the continent of Africa thousands of years before any organized religion. We thank God for Moses in the Torah, Jesus in the Gospel, and Muhammad with the Quran. We greet everyone in words of peace. To our Hebrew Israelite and Jewish family, Shalom. To our Christian family, praise the Lord. To our Muslim family, Assalamu Alaikum. To our Native American family, Halito. To our Black Conscious family, Hotep. And to our people in the streets, what's good to you? It all means peace. So I now turn it over to my brother Patah.
Grand Rising, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, kings and queens, and everyone in between. Rejoice, this is the most powerful of all hours. This is the Hour of Power broadcast coming to you live from York, PA, White Rose Community Channel 16 and 18. As well, if you don't have local community access, you can actually get this program as on Facebook as well. And this will be simulcasted on YouTube. This is a community program. Yes, we're here to educate. Yes, we can be sometimes conspiratorial. Sometimes we can be very, very provocative. However, this is the opportunity for you, yes, the community, in order for us to bind and grow and unite together, we have to hear these varying different viewpoints. And so this is a wonderful program for you to come and express what it is on your mind so we can build together as a community. We want to hear from your youth, and we have a very wonderful young man. We're going to get into the interview later on today. We want to hear from the youth positive stories. It's about time we hear some feel-good stories, whether the youth is going into some financial entrepreneurial aspects or going into the military, going to higher forms of education. We want to hear from you, as well as if you have a local business, you have any type of activity, event, things to cause unity and diversity within our community. This is the program for you. This is going to be an hour-long broadcast. It's going to go until 9 p.m. on those particular mentioned programs from the channels from the White Rose as well. We may extend a little bit on Facebook as well. And if you do want to be a part of this particular program that comes out weekly, please get in contact with Brother Sharif or myself, Patah Shakur. And so I kick it back to you, bro.
Before I introduce my guest, I want to unfortunately say rest in peace to my good brother, Brian Irons. He was a wonderful brother.
Yeah.
He was a teacher at McKinley Elementary School for over 20-some years, which is very rare for a black teacher to be long-standing, and he was very much loved by the youth. And I know they're stunned, but I was at the York City School District building today, and they are really hurt by his departure. But we all gotta go, and we never know. That's why we have to make the best of our life every day, because we just don't know. So rest in peace to that brother. And we had a very unfortunate situation in Spring Grove today where supposedly 3 officers were killed and 2 others seriously injured. I don't know what it's about, but this country is really losing it. We need to get a grip. Too much violence. So let's pray for our safety. So without no further ado, introduce yourself, young man.
Yeah, so I'm Jaime Orr. Grew up here in York, Pennsylvania, and this is actually my 3rd time on the show. But yeah, I grew up here in Pennsylvania. My dad, he owns a barbershop over downtown New York, next to the White Rose, 20 York Sons and Daughter barbershop. He's owned that for, man, I would say
At least
about
30 something.
yeah, at least 31 years.
Outstanding.
So really successful business from a black man downtown. You know how hard it is to have a business downtown. So for him to have, you know, for 31 years to have a barbershop downtown in that prime location is amazing.
Trailblazer.
Right. But he introduced business into my life as a young kid. So I mean, my whole life he had that barbershop literally in before me. So he introduced business into my life, and that's what I studied in college, business administration. So um, he was that source of light for me to get into business. And then I went to college, got my degree, and then I went on to from there. I played basketball there as well, as I talked about in the previous time I was here. But played basketball there, and then I finished my degree. Went on to coach at York Catholic, where I went to high school. That's where I graduated from. Coached there, coached the freshman team for the past couple of years, and then I was assisting on the varsity level. Um, and now I'm the basketball director over at Ballyhoo, so I run things over there, and it's been quite a journey. We started our fall camp last week, so good to connect with the new kids and get a good feel for the community out there. So it's been fun, but I have my nonprofit, and that's the biggest thing that I want to talk about today. Tapping into the youth in the city. That was the biggest thing for me. I don't know if I don't can I get deep in here?
Yeah,
Okay,
go
so
on,
Just the hour of power. Man.
so 2018, for those of y'all that don't know me, this is a little bit of a testimony for me. My brother got killed to gun violence, and he wasn't in the streets. None of that. It was at the Trambu Classic tournament over here in York, Pennsylvania. I'm sure you guys are familiar with
sure.
it. And also the name Trey and Boo Banks is my first cousin. His mom is my aunt. So that's another thing, right? Another senseless killing in our community, and I was 8 when that happened. So that was the first time I ever experienced that. And then when my brother passed away, it was right after my senior year of high school, and it was hard. Like I didn't know how to navigate life. I didn't want to, and he's my big brother. He's the oldest. Like I didn't really know how to navigate that at that time. So I questioned God, if I'm being completely honest with you, and this is a testimony. So I questioned God at that moment, and it was tough. It was very tough. I didn't want to go to school, but I ended up. You know what? I was like, this isn't what my brother would want. So I went to school and got it done. But seeing that happen to someone that was innocent, right? I was like, this has to change. And the person that was accused of killing my brother and he ended up being let off, but he was a year older than me at the time, and at the time I was 18, he was 19. So like, not he didn't do it because they didn't prove him, they proved him innocent, but regardless, they accused him and he was 19,
Gotcha.
right? So he was young.
Right.
And then I see, I see all these articles of people killing and people dying, and they're getting younger and younger, right? Like 19, 18, 17, 16, 15, all the way to, I seen a 13-year-old kill somebody in this community.
Mm.
Like, it's senseless. And then also, it's black on black too, which I'm like, okay, like we're killing our people. It's scary. And honestly, me at 25, I don't even feel safe sometimes going to my household at a certain time, because you never know. Seriously, and you even said in the beginning of the show, like, you never know when your time is here. It's gonna come, right? When you're gonna face the man. You don't know that. So like, my goal was to help get these kids off the street. So that's why I started Seymour Good Foundation with my friend Jared Young and Malik Martin. We started that because it was like, okay, we want to be a safe haven for these kids to get off the streets and play the game that they love, which is basketball, football, baseball, whatever they love. Help them and assist them in training, but also at a time where they might be on the streets. And a lot of these kids came from the city. So like, we know what they're exposed to, because I was exposed to those things at that age. Not saying I was in the mix, but I was in the city. So like, all of my, like, I have a lot of friends that are still in the streets, right? And I'm sure a lot of us have friends that we grew up with that are probably still trying to be in the mix or whatever. But like, I have a lot of friends that are still in the mix, so I know what it could have ended up like for me, and I didn't want that. That's not the results that I wanted. So we started that, and the first year we were 19 when it started, and it became an official 501c3 nonprofit October 2020. I was 20 at that point. We all were 20. We all were young doing this. So like doing it at 19, fresh, and then COVID was happening too. So like it was hard. Like we didn't know how to navigate business and all that stuff, and like we didn't know what was gonna happen. We didn't know when the courts were gonna open up. We didn't know if we were gonna be able to come outside. We just did it with a plan, right?
Excuse me, let me ask you a quick question. When you say that you were exposed to this kind of lifestyle, do you mean someone directly came to you and tried to get you into gunplay and like that? Like how did they and what did they expose you?
Yeah, nah, it wasn't none of that. I wasn't exposed to that, but I know what these kids are exposed to nowadays. Just because I am in the community and actively in the community, but drugs. I seen my friends get beat up. I seen my friends get guns pulled out on them. Like this is a true testimony. Like so, yeah, that's not at all what I wanted for my life, and I don't want that for the kids' lives nowadays. So like that's why we decided to do this to give back, and we've since gone from just hosting camps to assisting kids with financial aid to go to private schools outside of York because a lot of people don't feel safe here, and it's not because we want kids to leave. It's because they come to us for that. Now, I encourage kids to stay because this city is beautiful if you make it beautiful. But we have to make it beautiful, and we can't do it alone. We have to come together. So like we started Seymour Good Foundation on the strength of just 3 friends. Not even just, it was more than 3, but friends coming together to try to build a community here and to change the community, to change the environment here, right? But our goal has been like, okay, we got, let's say, 100 kids we've touched in the past 5 years, right? It's more than that, but let's say it's 100 kids we touched in the past 5 years. If we touch one and they start their own Seymour Good Foundation, that's what it's about in this community, right?
Yep.
So we're not going to save 100, but if we can save one, that's good enough, right?
Yes, sir.
So just showing that this city and this community is beautiful and loving York. That's what it's about.
Yes, sir.
So yeah, that's what Seymour Good Foundation is. We it's a nonprofit. We now we get a lot of funding from bigger businesses in the community, and we assist kids to their trainings. We don't train anymore. We assist kids to their trainings through the funding that we get from other businesses. Just because we're so busy now. Now we're adults now. We actually have to work, and we don't really have the time. But the foundation is still there. So that's what Seymour Good Foundation has now since transition.
Just to let you know and let everyone else know, God willing, October the 1st, we're going to have a panel discussion about gun violence and how to solve that. Well, not solve it, we'll come up with some solutions. And one of our panel members, our good brother, David Overton, he's in the audience today. Salute to him. And I would like to invite you, because you are a direct, kind of, you want to say victim, because it was your brother.
Yeah.
How do you think these youth are getting access to these weapons?
Good question.
That's a great question. So illegally, one, I think they're getting passed down on. I think their big homies give them the guns with bodies on them. That's really with bodies on them. Like they've killed with this, or they've shot at with this, or they've been shot at with this. They give it to them because these kids have no clue. They're like, oh, I got a strap. That's strap because I wanna look cool, and they don't want to fight, right? They don't want to fight. So like if you talk crazy to me, I'm hard because I got a gun. That's not how I grew up. Not to say I grew up in the whatever, but that's not like if you proved your toughness by either fighting or whatever. Even though I don't condone that either, but that's just how it was back when I was a kid. Right. Now people want to shoot, and I think that's what it is. They get it from their big homies who also have no sense either. but they're giving it to their young bulls who really don't have a sense because they're 11 years old with a gun. So yeah,
we'll have Commissioner Muldrow and
good guy, good guy.
Miss Tiff, who I
Tiff
think
also a
she's
good
in.
lady.
I think she's in charge of the GVI. Do you have any knowledge of how that works, the GVI?
I don't. No, I don't. But if you can inform me, if you know, I don't.
Right.
Yeah, they know we keep some of that stuff to their chest. I've tried to get up in there as well, but they're doing wonderful things. We can't wait for that as well.
Yeah, that'll be October the 1st, so I'll keep you.
Yeah, keep me updated on
informed
that.
about
Yes,
that.
sir.
We'll have a powerful panel to discuss that, but I don't want to just keep, because we know what the problem is. We need to come up with solutions.
Absolutely.
Our youth are destroying each other.
They are.
Because of this, false,
It's a narrative.
mindset of what a man is and being tough.
Yeah.
And they're destroying each other, and it's got to be, a way to get a hold of this. We have to step up and get our young boys. You know
Yes.
what I mean? It ain't gonna be done on Facebook. We have to get dirty and
Got to get in the
get
trenches.
our hands dirty, and get these young boys, man. Yes, indeed. Yeah.
And I just want to chime in and remind everybody, this is the live call-in program. If you would like to call in and join the discussion, if you have any questions or anything that you want to add to build with this conversation, the phone number is 717-846-5067. And I just want to say something to you, and it's really powerful. Some of the pictures that we have in the background, I kind of want you to kind of go through and explain a little bit. One of them, the most powerful picture, is you with a bunch of the youth. What is the age group? Tell me a little bit about this picture and what it means to you. Is that Wade? Yeah.
Yes, it is.
Young man Wade. I forget his first name.
Nehemiah.
Yeah. So tell me about interacting with the youth and what this picture is all
Yeah.
about. That everybody can see on the screen. Yeah.
So that picture is Ballyhoo actually. So that's the program I run now.
Okay.
So I was just a coach there at the time. So that would have been 2022, I think. And that would have been 3rd and 4th grade. I believe. Could be
Wow.
mistaken, but I think it was
young.
the 3rd and 4th grade. So the reason I did 3rd and 4th grade at that time was because I wanted to focus on the development. I would like to say I'm pretty good at
Fundamentals.
the fundamentals and
Yeah.
developing the kids because
That's deep.
they need it at that age,
Yeah.
right? So
They want to reach in, you know what I mean? Everybody want to think
nah,
it's
for
just,
sure.
just snapping the ball.
For
Like,
sure.
yo, this ain't football. You
Yeah.
gotta.
Everyone want to score,
Yeah,
shoot
throw from the
threes,
half
shoot
court.
threes. Yeah, so
Yeah.
that's what that is. So we actually got our first win in that tournament, and that was after that game. That's why you can see a smile on my face in that picture. Actually, I took that picture is actually his dad, Brian Wade, who I work with at Logos Academy. So I'm a teacher.
Shout out to B Wade. Sway.
Yes. He's one of my mentors. I credit him as a mentor. He not introduced me to Christ because I've always had Christ in my life and I've always been a believer. Didn't know how to. He's been an inspiration on knowing how to believe.
For sure.
And I'll talk about my testimony in a little bit after that. But Brian Wade, important God to me, and that picture was taken. Just reaching the youth at that point was through Ballyhoo, and I coached a couple teams, but yeah.
And then the last one, real quick, and I'm gonna kick it back to you, Sharif. You got this picture. Is that your father in
That's
the
my
back?
dad. Yep, Tony Orr. Yeah.
And then it's another young man and another gentleman as well.
Yeah, and that's my nephew Zaire, and then my brother James.
Okay. And then lastly, you got a picture that everybody can see on the screen. What's that award you got in your hand?
So that's the district championship that we won this year at York Catholic.
That's when you was the coach.
I was an assistant coach. Yeah, I was an assistant coach.
Okay.
Yeah. So
How old are you?
25. I was 24 at that time though.
How?
Yeah.
I'm sorry. Go ahead, Sharif.
No,
Yeah.
it's, I have a loaded question for you, but I know you can handle it. How do you think we can get spirituality into the minds of our youth? It seems like they don't want to hear it. You got Muslims. I'm a Muslim. You got churches on every corner, but from what I can see, a lot of the young people, it just isn't in their heart and mind.
It's a great question.
How do you think we can get that? Them to at least feel it.
Yeah. I have two parts to that. So the first answer is make the messenger younger. So, for example, like these kids, they look at the older people as like they whatever, like
old head.
yeah, old head. They're not really listening. But if a 25-year-old comes to them like, all right, little bro, like Jesus is real, God is real, okay, whatever higher like power you believe in, the real, okay, that there's real spirituality here, like it's a real thing, okay, and I think that's what it is, like making the messenger younger is will reach them to me, because they look at an old head and they like, nah, old head don't really know what he's talking about. Oh, I don't really want to listen to old head. That's how they view it. And then my testimony, can I
Sure.
speak about my testimony? So I got saved 2 months ago. It's going on 3 months now. Now I've always been a believer. I didn't know how to believe, so I needed discipleship. I needed mentorship. Yes. So Brian Wade, I credit as someone that always, like, his life was, I've known him since I was maybe like 18, but seeing his life and seeing how he navigated life in his spiritual realm, and then also like, I mean, his worldly life as well, seeing how he moved inspired me at 18, 19 to be like, okay, like, this is what this could look like for me if I tap into it.
You talking about junior or senior?
Junior. I know he's a senior. Junior. So
Yeah.
Right. There's two. Yeah.
For Sharif purposes, it's junior.
Yes. So seeing how his life that's how I was able to get some inspiration on how I could live, because he wasn't doing many things very different than the way I wanted to do. Mm-hmm. Like, he still was coaching. He still had a family. I don't have kids or anything, but he had his family that he came and confided to. He wasn't really doing anything really different. It's just, if he can do it, okay, then so can I. And that's not to downplay him. It's just, we're all human, like, right? So someone so close to me doing that, I'm like, okay, I can do this too. So I got saved 2 months ago, and it was a supernatural feeling. Like, it really was. Like, it was a supernatural encounter with God, and I just didn't look back. And he took away all of the things that I felt like was pulling me back or holding me back. And those things don't affect me no longer. And those are things that in my mind I thought was impossible it was never going to leave my life. Gotcha. So I thought that, but now those things don't even affect me anymore. So yeah, that was on my phone. I'm getting a phone call. Give me 1 second.
You good?
So yeah, those were the things that I felt like affected me, and they don't anymore. So yeah, like that's a little bit of my testimony, but yeah.
I think what also is needed, that we need to go to the youth and don't expect them to come to us. Mm-hmm. And I have to be honest.
Oh, that was my second part.
The Jehovah Witness, they go and reach out to the people.
Yeah, they do.
They just opened I guess they call it a temple, 2 doors down from the mosque on Market Street. I already see them reaching out to the people. They bring buses in the city. We're falling way behind in that, at least around here. That's why I'm always in Baltimore, because they're more active than what's going on here. I don't hardly see no one reaching out to the people here. You got to go to the people, but you can expound on that. You said that was your second part.
Yeah. So I was just gonna say, you gotta attack them where like they feel it. So like, maybe it's the gym, right? Maybe it's the gym for them. Like, if I got these kids in the gym, maybe I preach the gospel a little bit, something. Maybe I'll do that. Just attack them where they gotta hear it. Because if I say, all right, let's come to the church, they ain't gonna come. They're not gonna come.
Familiar, suddenly.
Right. But if we in the gym and I'm like, all right, do y'all know about Jesus Christ? Or do y'all know about, I mean, I don't know what y'all believe in, but, that's what I believe in. Like, do you believe in Jesus Christ? Like, just say it. Like, what does the name Jesus Christ mean to you? I'm not asking you if you're Christian. I'm not asking anything. Right. Have you heard the name Jesus Christ? And what does it mean to you? That's all. They could tell me Jesus Christ was whatever. Right.
But you got, I
And
gotta hear
yeah,
honest
right,
conversation.
right. I'm not looking for.
Right.
I'm not. There's no right answer. It's. I just want to know what he means to you. And if you think he's a white man or a black man or he had short hair, long hair, tell me your thoughts. There's no right or wrong answer, and that's how you gotta attack it because I think if they feel like there's a right or wrong answer,
Yeah.
they're gonna be quiet.
Yeah. They're gonna,
And I'm a teacher.
They're gonna
I'm a
revert.
teacher, so I know how that is. So I know how to ask questions because if I don't, the kids they won't raise their hand. So like, you gotta attack it to a point where it's like, okay, like what does this name mean to you? Right? What does this book mean to you? Not oh here read this book.
Mhm.
No, not that. No, read the Bible. Nah, come to church. No. That's not what I want. Just what does this name mean to you? So I think it's attacking them where they feel safe. So like the gym. I don't know. I don't know what else, but like yeah, the gym.
But
Probably
the idea that we say on this program all the time, all great breakthroughs come from break whiffs. Meaning we got to stop doing something first that we've been doing, and then that opens up the opportunity for us to do something new. And real quick before we kind of, it's right now it's 8:26. Just a reminder, this is gonna conclude at 9 o'clock, but we're gonna continue on Facebook up into a little further past that. We're here with Jaime Orr, wonderful young man who started a Seymour Good Foundation for Youth, which includes basketball camps, pouring into our youth. And so a shout out, because we say to the youth, we believe that our youth that are walking around the face of the earth right now are some of the most powerful, ancient, powerful souls that are chosen to reincarnate at this particular time. So we got to do our due diligence to unlock the greatness. And just like the picture you have on the background with the 3rd and 4th graders, I know that's a challenge sometimes because that's a younger type of demographic. But I want to ask you, because last program we had Sam Sutton on here, and he has a basketball camp, and he shares, you know, he went to college, you know, and he was scholarships and all that. And so what we asked him, and this is my question is to you, is to share with the youth that are looking to go into that college life.
Yeah.
You know, it ain't high school. Your mama, daddy ain't around. You know, you got NIL money now and those type of things. So what would your word of wisdom that you would have for someone a little bit of the older age group, maybe like a 10 to 12-year-old that want to kind of pursue sports in that manner and moving away and going into that college life and do any personal stories you may have as well?
Yeah. However hard you're working is not hard enough.
It's like some Tom Brady type stuff.
So like, for example, like I coach every level except for college and you know NBA or whatever. But every level as far as high school goes in elementary school. So on the different levels, like I see kids at the young age, they've been working out 1 or 2 times a day. It's nothing really major, probably 1 time a day. But when you get older, you're probably working 1 or 2 times a day if you're committed. Then I'm around pros, and I've been around pros, like NBA guys, and I've been around my best friend Malik Martin. He's a professional basketball player overseas. He works out like 2 or 3 times a day, and even that's not enough to get to where he feels like he wants to get, and he knows that. He's aware. Like it's really 4 or 5 times a day. You really got to be in the gym. So like I tell my kids all the time, like, what do you want to do? Oh, I want to go to North Carolina. Oh, I want to go to Kentucky. No, you don't, because your work doesn't show that.
Yeah.
Like you have to work out 4 or 5 times a day to get to even sniff a Towson, not Kentucky. If for 4 or 5 times a day, yeah, like you don't understand how good you really have to be and how much you have to work to get there. And also it just takes natural athleticism as well. Like if you have natural athleticism and you do also work 4 or 5 times a day, you gonna get there.
That's even more.
You gonna get there. But I think you're not working hard enough. But also like for the kids that are a little older, like when you get there, the freedom is a privilege.
Sometimes shoot back at
you. Yeah, like the freedom is a privilege. So like, yeah, you can go party, but at what cost?
Right.
Because at the end of the day, like, yeah, I'm at Kentucky, right? Let's say I'm at Kentucky or I'm at whatever, and I'm there and I'm this 5-star recruit. I'm real nice, and I go to this party and all that, and then Coach Mark Pope, he like, nah, like I heard you was at that party, you're not playing tonight. Now your draft stock goes down, right? So it's things like that. Like it's not like you can't. You gotta be so locked into the main thing that like when you get to that college level, like it's second nature. But you got to do that. You got to take the steps before you get there. Because if you there, now it's like, oh, I don't got to work no more. I'm here. I'm at Kentucky. I'm getting paid $1 million to be at Kentucky because
Yeah,
I was
man.
a 5-star recruit, and
Right.
now I got. And that's another thing. NIL.
Right.
NIL is huge now. Like it's crazy. These kids are getting paid at 18. The kid AJ DeBonsta, he's at BYU. He getting paid $7 million to go to BYU at 18.
It's a new game.
Like he legit doesn't have to work anymore in the rest of his life. He got paid $7 million at 18. Has a Nike deal worth $4 million. So that's like, come on now. Like, let's do the math. Like that's $11 million. You getting paid at 18. It's ridiculous.
But
right?
all everybody that's listening right now, if you're a person that you're looking to get into, you may have not have been drafted high, you may not have all those different recruits, and you're trying to get your foot in the door. Just all we saying about this NIL money, and if you don't know how college campuses work, like I said, that freedom sometimes will hang people
Man.
up. So don't give up hope. if you number 20th on the depth chart,
Nah, for
and
sure.
you're looking like I don't know my understand, but with discipline, putting that work in, you will be able to skyrocket
But I also-
and surpass individuals you may see
Right.
above you that don't have that same type of
So
discipline.
I have another friend. His name is Kent Oweiler. Shout out to Kent. His birthday is tomorrow, by the way.
Happy birthday, Kent Oweiler.
Kent Oweiler.
I'm gonna shout him out. How you spell that?
Kent
Uh-huh.
and then Olewiler.
Got you.
So he's also a really good friend of mine. He never played a lick of varsity basketball. Not a lick. Still committed Division One. How?
What
Right?
school did he go to?
He went to Central for his first like 2 years or 3 years, and then he went to York High senior year, and something happened with that. I don't really know. I'm not really here to get into that, but something happened which didn't allow him to play his senior year. He would have been one of the better players in the county, but didn't allow him to play his senior year. That was 2020. Went on to play at he played at Eastern U for a little bit as a freshman. Mind you, even doing that, like not playing varsity basketball, like high school, he didn't play any high school basketball, and still playing in college is crazy to me. He still got a chance to play in college.
You gotta have him come on the program
Right,
once.
nah, for sure.
Say something.
Like Division 3, but regardless, he went Division 3, and then from there he committed to New Mexico State, which is Division 1. They made the tournament the year before he committed there. How? How?
God, man.
God, right? So he ended up committing, and then some things happened over there with the freshmen and all that, and hazing. It was wild. It was a crazy thing, but you know, times after time, like obstacles come. It is what it is.
Yeah.
He's a strong kid. He got through it. Went to Bloomsburg, had a pretty good year, and now he's at Hartford. He's at Hartford College over in Connecticut,
Okay.
and he's finishing his last 2 years there. But needless to say, he didn't play any high school basketball. The kid is the hardest worker I know. Didn't play any high school basketball, and he ended up committing Division 1 basketball. It's crazy,
It's a good story.
right? So like, if these kids that are sitting the bench or making JV or getting cut, like, don't stop. Like, do not stop, because it's not over. It's not over, and I don't want to get too preachy, but my pastor made a good point to me where it was like, okay, like, yeah, maybe a no from God. I mean, a no from the person that cut you, but it's a yes from God. So, all right, it's cool. You got cut from your coach or whatever, but God's telling you something else. God's saying, yes, okay, let's keep working. Let's keep working, son or daughter, and then you'll get there, right? So that's, yeah.
And that NIL, I'm not too familiar with it. I do watch, I'm more of a pro sports guy. But anyone that goes to any school or for any sport, they're offered that?
So you got to be a top guy. No, not any school. It's Division 1. It's usually Division 1. Usually Division 1.
For now.
Division 2 has some. Like,
Yeah.
the top Division 2 schools, yeah. Like, Kent was at Bloomsburg, and they looked out for him a little bit. He got, like, body armor deal. They looked out, but Division 1 is the one, they're giving you the bread. Like, BYU has rich boosters, and it's not the schools, it's the boosters outside of the schools, and it's also companies outside of the schools that will give the money out. But they just go to the schools. That makes sense. So BYU, for example, they have rich Mormon boosters that give the bread to the kids. And he's not the only one making $1 million plus. their whole roster, and they have an NBA coach as their former NBA coach Kevin Young. It's an NBA program now. It's really what it is. That's what Kentucky's doing as well. Their Kentucky's brand is now an NIL. It's the NIL deal in itself. So now Kentucky can pay their players, not the car dealership in Kentucky, licensed in Kentucky. No. Kentucky itself can pay the players. Now it's a basketball department and an academy almost.
It's like less corruption.
It's wild. It's
It's
wild.
interesting.
It's wild. And honestly, like, I don't really like it because the game is changing. And I used to like college basketball more than the NBA when I was a kid because they worked harder because they wasn't getting paid.
Yeah.
They weren't getting paid. They were going hard, and the product was better. Now the product is different because there's entitlement involved because they're getting paid. Oh, if you don't pay me $500K like I want, I'm out.
Transfer.
I'm out. Yeah, I'm out. There's entitlement. So.
And this kind of jump, we freestyle, we're talking a little bit. And even we're talking about a little bit about football. Everybody been following Shedeur Sanders.
Yeah.
Shedeur Sanders is a person who was looked upon. And to share, you understand what the INL we was talking about, Sharif, a little bit? It's a way that the college people can try to make money off of their likeness and things of the nature instead of putting all that effort and they don't see a dime of it. But now you see young people now that have a little bit of more that mystique of entitlement and things around them because they're able to get these resources at a very young age.
Yeah.
And then you walk into like a professional business, it's kind of like, we need this money. And so this is what I say about that Shedeur Sanders, because he just said in the news a couple of days ago, he dropped like the 5th round. He dropped a couple of teams. Nobody picked him or anything. He had opportunity to go to the Baltimore Ravens, but he said, I'll be selective where I want to go. So you're right. It is causing a different type of athlete now, where they have like more like I don't want to go there. I want to go there. So I don't know if you got any answers out there. You want to join the discussion? Please call in the number 717-846-5067. But yeah, I was just mentioning that.
Yeah, like we said earlier, we had brother Sam Sutton on last week, and we entered into the discussion about how York High doesn't have the fear factor like they used to.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Are
You
you
familiar with that?
You connected with Brother Kerry and
So Kerry's my older cousin. Yeah,
Okay.
I just saw him today. He was at the barbershop. He gets my barber's his barber. So yeah. So what was he meaning by that? And
well, I asked him.
Okay.
York High used to have
Back
a
in
fear
the day.
factor, like as soon as they stepped on the court,
Yeah, I have
people
answers to
were
that.
afraid
Yeah,
of them, and now
Mhm.
the obvious answer is we're not getting the talent. You got players coming in from Maryland and Philly. They're not going to York High, so now the talent is being dispersed. So
spread
they
out,
say
yeah.
that's a parity, But what do you think we need to do to? It's almost like teams are running over us. That never used to be like that.
The land, it starts with land, one, because let's just be honest, Central York owns a lot of our land here in York. Hence why it's such a big school, and hence why they dominate, right? They have so much land, and it extends out. But the fear factor for York High, that's going to change this year. I'm going to be honest. I think it is. I do.
You're talking about basketball?
I do. Football,
Yeah,
they had a couple years past, like maybe like from 2019 to 2018 to maybe like 2021. They were really, really good in football, but I think that fear factor is going to return for basketball, but they did just lose an important player. So it's like, okay, he saw
To
another
prep
so
school.
right, yeah.
Mhm.
He saw another opportunity. And I gotta applaud him. It's his life, and it's I applaud him for making his decision. That's his decision. But yeah, like that. I honestly,
Also, actually lost 2 players in the last 2-3 years. Forget the young brother's name. He went
From
to
York
the
High?
prep. Yeah, he went to the
Nas,
prep.
but then he came back.
No, the
Oh.
other brother, the light skinned, tall brother.
From York High.
Yeah, he
Dave?
went to a.
Oh,
prep school.
Poops, Davion. Yes, Davion.
Yeah.
He went to West Town. Yes. He actually
That's
just
up there in Philly.
he just committed to Coppin State. He actually got dropped off maybe like a month ago now.
Compton
That's
State.
my young boy. Yeah,
Yeah.
I call him Poop. So yeah, Davion. Yeah, I've known him since he was like the little kid. His little brother's next up too, by the way. Um, but yeah, like that's good. I honestly, man. And your question was, how do we fix that?
Yeah, how do we get that fear factor back and be more competitive? I'm more of a basketball
Yeah.
guy. But, like you
um.
said it, a Central. I mean, that's like the next black high school in the York
Yeah.
area.
That's a
You
great
know,
question.
it's so diverse.
I,
You
I,
know,
the,
there.
the answer that I think for that
I have it, though.
is the exposure for the youth, and that's why I'm so thankful for young guys like
Yeah.
yourself, 25 years old, and being able to and share that wisdom with younger people that's under you that's
Mhm.
coming up. That's how we do it. We reinvest. Having young people come back on this program, we had what's the brother who used to play for the Philadelphia Eagles,
Ron Johnson.
Ron
Oh
Johnson.
yeah.
People that have made it on collegiate level, professional level. We need you to reinvest that back into these young ones right now, so they can have a sense of pride in their chest that, like, oh man, I come from a city of great athletes, and so that would help curb them a little bit when those distractions come, such as going to college and a little party.
Yep.
Once you realize who you are and how special you are, you start to treat yourself accordingly with
Yep.
them small things, your diet,
Mhm.
who your success team, who you have around it. And so I think y'all are part of the solution, to be honest.
I agree, and also the feeder program. I think that's where you start. So like
True.
you start with the youth, like real young.
Shout out to Rich Craighead too.
Yeah, yes.
UIC.
You yes. Alright. You start real young, and you build a group from, let's say, fourth grade. Let's for example, you build a fourth grade group. You coach them all the way through. You teach them, and like let's say if I was Carey, right? I was the head coach at York High, right? What I would, and this I'm not telling Carey to do this, but I'm saying, for example, go to BYC and whatever we run over here at York High, have BYC do the same thing, so that they know when they get up to the levels at York High, they already know it's second nature, so they don't have to practice anything. They already know, and then continue to feed into the feeder program so they can develop. And then by the time they're in seventh grade, they all tough, they all nice, because you look at
That muscle memory.
right, and they all been playing together. They ain't leave, right?
Yeah.
And even if one leaves at that age, I'd rather you leave at that age than you leave when you're in high school, because now it's detrimental. It hurts us. It hurts our community, right? So I'd rather you leave in fourth grade, fifth grade, whatever, and we can still bring someone in, and now we develop him at that point. It's not too late, because in ninth grade it's already late. It's late. It's late. Not saying that it's too late, but it's late, nonetheless. So that's kind of my
For sure,
take
for
on
sure.
that. The starting younger.
I think a lot of this is a social issue because people coming from out of town, if they keep hearing this thing that York in the city is violent, they're not learning anything at York High, all this
True.
stuff.
Yeah.
They're not going to come to be apt to come to York High.
Right.
They're going to go to Central. They're going to go to Dallastown, Red Line. That's why I call it the urban sprawl.
Right.
That's why a lot of the great athletes, not only are they leaving, they're not coming. So they're going to these other schools when before they may have came, to York High. So, that's a social issue outside,
Yeah.
of sports, just like even this is changing the subject a little bit, but it still makes sense. I heard, because I work in the school system, that York High years ago in the 70s signed a 100-year contract with Votech, and that took the technical skills it used to be at York High. Votech used to be York High, but that it moved out to Votech and created, their monster there, a 100-year contract. That's something we need to look into, but we don't have no technical skills for the youth to get into. Everyone don't want to go to school for 4 years, but
Right.
there's technical skills that can pay the bills
Right away.
is out
Plumbing,
of York High.
CDL.
Yeah, all that stuff. That should be we should
CNA.
have that, or someone should create that outside of the school. But I don't know how many they could service. I mean,
Well,
with
youth
the youth. But
Yeah, they do.
that really hurt. our community by that being moved out,
Right.
and then they make it difficult for you to get in that system,
Hmm.
out there at Votech. So, yeah.
Yeah, that's
Mhm.
now that's good. I mean, it essentially it starts with the school, the environment of the school and the procedures of the school. Now I don't work for New York City School District. I work for Logos Academy, so I know what we do. New York City School District, I'm not really sure.
But
And
you hear the
I dis
rumors, right?
yeah, but I also went to York City School District growing up, and I dislike that there's a negative connotation to it, and I really wish that it improves, but at the end of the day, it's the teachers and the curriculum that it has to get better, but also like it's these households that these kids come from,
Yeah.
and
That's what I
like
was about to dig into.
and like it's what they see, and like, it's going back to what we talked about in the beginning. It's like it's what these kids are exposed to at such a young age. Like it's it's sad, and like they almost grow up too fast.
Do you have any type of stories? And I was going to get into that.
Hmm.
I always think you that's listening at home, we can't put it on our congressmen and our educators and things of that nature. Our youth, particularly in athletics, they need our support. They need us showing out. They need the pageantry and things that they to keep them going. Obviously, we know your pops. He's been on the program. What you got any type of information to share as far as the support that you had, and how that may have kept you away from certain things, just having that parental structure. How much had you think that benefits you to where you at, and what you was able to see so
Yeah,
far in your life?
I mean having my father there and active was the biggest part. A lot of people don't have a dad. Um, so having my dad there and knowing that he's a businessman, not and um, he wasn't going to be on his tail. He was going to work hard. So like having that as an inspiration and seeing that um, was like okay, then I know like there's a resource for me. Like I know I can like if he's gonna work hard for me, like I'm going, not that I can repay him, but I'm gonna work hard as well, right? He's instilling that because I see it. He's instilling that in me. So like a lot of these families are broken. They're broken homes. So like it's not to say like and my parents not to get personal, but they divorced when I was young. So like, but I still had both parents.
Right. That's what I was gonna ask you about your mom's
just
perspective.
just different households, of course. But I still have both parents, and even like co-parenting is enough. It is enough.
You got to work at it. Takes a lot of
Right. It's hard.
common seeing things on a common ground.
Right.
So your mom was
Right.
on board with the
Yes,
same
absolutely.
energy and motivation as
Yeah,
the pops.
absolutely. My mom was a hard worker. She's not even from America. She came here and she grinded her butt off.
That's what's
Like
up.
she ain't have a choice because she had to survive. Like she's not American. My mom's Puerto Rican. Like she came here and she had to bust her tail because one, she couldn't even speak the language when she got here. She didn't know the language. So she had to first learn the language, and the way she did that was making friends, talking to them, and then she taught them Spanish, and they taught her English, and then okay, she built connections. Now she wants to start working. She was great at sewing. Okay, let's go ahead and work at a sewing company. So she worked at a sewing company, and she grinded her tail for us, like for me and my sister. Um, and like that showed me what hard work looked like. My dad showed me what hard work looked like. So they was on the same page in that aspect. Yeah, whatever their differences was, it don't matter. But
That's life.
co-parenting, they co-parented together, and they did a heck of a job together as a group. Even though they weren't together, we still had both sides of I can go to my dad for advice, I can go to my mom for advice, or I can just look at their life and see okay, like my mom's working hard, my dad's working hard. Okay, that teaches me how to work hard. So I think it's at the end of like to answer your question, it's this household like yeah, like these households are so broken, and we need to find a solution of that. Like these kids, they don't have fathers in their lives, and not to discredit the mothers because the mothers are amazing. These
For
mothers
sure.
are amazing out here, and they're doing it on their own. And seriously, man, like I credit any mom out there doing it on their own. Seriously, playing both the mom and dad role. Because like I have some in my life that do that. That there's some mothers in my life. Not saying they're my mom, but that have kids that are playing both roles, and like I commend them truly because I know how hard that could be. I'm not a parent, but I can see how hard that is. I mean, I have friends that deal with it, so yeah. Like that's what it is. It's these households and stuff that they're exposed to. It's
Right.
just, man.
We gotta focus on that.
Since you work at Logos, which is almost like the little brother of York High, that's almost like
It's
a
right,
whole
yeah, right there. Yeah.
another topic that we need to address for York High is repairing our image. Because I'm telling you, with sports, that's playing a big part in York High trying, kind of slipping down. And they've been slipping more and more each year in basketball and football. The athletes aren't staying. We already talked about that,
Yeah.
and they're not coming. That's a huge blow.
Yeah.
And them being competitive like they used and dominant like they used to be. They're not staying. The athletes ain't staying, and they're definitely not coming because of the reputation of York High. And I have to be honest, because I go
I think it's the city.
around the city to the different schools being a therapist, and it's not.
Yeah, I don't.
behavior-
Yeah, I was gonna say I don't think it's just.
behavior isn't good.
I don't think it's just York High or the schools. I think it's the city.
Yeah.
I just think kids are afraid
That's
to
why I
come.
said it's a social issue.
Yeah, I think kids are afraid to come here,
Mhm.
and they're happy to leave here.
Mm.
So like,
That's not good.
it's not. It's not. It's a negative connotation on the city, and that starts with just the violence. Like,
Right.
how do we
That's
crack?
why I said it's outside.
Yeah.
Some of it is outside the school's
Right.
control. We got,
Mhm.
wonderful teachers there like yourself,
Appreciate it. Thank you.
Mr. Irons, rest in peace.
Yeah, rest in peace. Yeah.
We got people there, that care, but
Mhm.
the reputation of the city and the surround. I mean, we've had youth murdered right there on site.
Mhm.
So.
Yeah. Yes.
so
Yeah. You're right.
It's not good. Everyone needs to get their hands, dirty. What we talked about earlier, and that's not no new teaching. If you look in biblical times or times before that, you'll never hardly read about what they were doing in a building. They were always in the streets. Jesus was in the streets. Muhammad was in the streets. Buddha was in. They weren't. You don't read anything about them being behind closed doors,
Evangelizing.
praying with people. They were getting it in the
Evangelizing.
streets,
Yep.
making a difference, with the people. So that's what we gotta, get back to make a difference and
Yeah.
not being behind closed doors and think that's gonna do it. It certainly ain't gonna fly with the youth. We gotta meet them where they are, and you can't service someone that you're afraid of.
That's great. That's great.
Just think on that. How are you gonna service someone that you're afraid of? I ain't messing with them. What they call them YNs now.
Yeah.
and all
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
Scared to walk past them. You even said you got some apprehension.
Yeah. Seriously.
That's an issue, not just with you,
Yeah.
but with all of us. I see people lock their door if they around.
I say that all the time. When I say if you're over the age of 30, you got something to share with these youth. You don't even have to have any youth
Yes.
of your own. You
Yes.
see them coming down the streets, and if you're the ones peeking out the window, and every time somebody bring up the youth, you got something negative to come out of your mouth. Stop projecting your own fears. Stop projecting your own ineptness
That's good.
onto our youth. Let them grow on possible. I truly believe the youth that are walking right now, like I said before, some of the oldest souls, some of the wisest souls. You can see the God in them. They express it in a way that is very, very terrible because of what we were exposed to in our ignorance. And then I say this to the youth all the time. I apologize for my generation. I apologize for the generation before. We've truly dropped the ball before our youth. However, individuals such as individuals my age and individuals we had on this very program, Brian Wade being one of them, being the one to turn back that tide, gives inspiration to young men like yourself that further crack that dial so we can turn that tide and make this reality of changing our youth instead of it just being a bumper sticker and a circular conversation on how we're going to improve the youth of our community to actually put solutions into the street. And I'm very, very optimistic that is going to be taking place in a very short amount of time. But if you're out there and you're the one staying on the phone and you're talking about negative about our youth, shut your mouth. Do not pass and project this negative energy into the. If you're not going to be a part of the solution, just be quiet. But I believe that if you Like I said, you're over the age of 30, you got something to share. You can share you how to tie their shoe. You ain't got to have a particular degree in college in order to expound, or just love. You might even find someone saying a comforting word, hi, bye, thank you, and things of that nature. Just the small things. That's how we be part of it. So if you're not willing to do small things, don't do nothing at all.
It takes so I do bus duty before I go to my class.
You gotta do what?
I do bus duty before I go to my class in the morning, and I see kids from your going to your Kai because school's right there.
Okay.
I say good morning to every kid that I can going to that school because one,
Small
like
things.
you never know what a good morning does to a kid.
For sure.
You never know what they dealt with at 6:30 in the morning when they was waking up.
Yep.
Probably didn't eat breakfast, whatever, something. Mom yelling at them, dad yelling at me. Who knows, right? Give them a good morning, because you never know how if that can change their whole day. Like just that little good morning. It's not like I'm saying, oh, whatever. I'm saying good morning, have a nice day. That's it. And if they want to have a further conversation, we can. Of course, that's the goal. I want to have further. I hope that they would, want to expound on that conversation. But that good morning is enough for them to,
You make that invitation.
Exactly. So yeah, that's
Because the youth know when you're genuine. They know when you're real.
Yes. Absolutely. I know I did when I was a youth. Yeah, for sure.
So we're winding down on channel 16 Local Access TV. You can still call in 717-846-5067 if you have a question for this young brother here. Yeah, please call in. You're welcome to call in at any time.
Well, until somebody does call in, I just want to remind everybody that if you want to be a part of the program, please reach out to Brother Sharif or myself, Patasha Kaur, on Patreon now. On Patreon, on YouTube, and on Facebook as well. This is a wonderful opportunity to hear from you. We believe in order for us to unite as a community during these wonderful, glorious times of transition that's going on right now, and that this newness that's coming in, it requires all of our participation, not just the ones that get our votes every 4 years or so. So we need your boots on the ground. So if you want to express yourself, make sure you get on this particular program. We're here, like I said, with the wonderful brother Jaime or Sharon. Now, I do want to ask you, because we're fair, we love, we make sure that we respecting everybody. Are you catching any WNBA playoffs? What's your thoughts about the growth of female athletics from college to whatever?
Nah, it's huge, man. And yes, Indiana Fever is my team. Just Caitlin
Okay,
Clark.
I'm following on. They won the game last week.
They
even though
did.
Caitlin Clark and
I know. That's my girl. So I love watching her play. Ever since she was a freshman. So I was kind of fast. I was one of the first people to really, me and my friend Angel, he's the one that put me on to her. So I got to give him credit. I can't say I found that, but he introduced me to her. And she wasn't even famous yet. This is before this is like COVID. They would mask on the bench and all. Like, this is before she blew up. I'm like, oh, this girl's nice. She played like Curry. That's what I thought. So, but she revolutionized the game. Her and Angel Reese.
Yeah.
Like the rivalry, like that was huge. And it almost reminded me of like Magic and
Bird.
Bird. That's what I was gonna say. It almost reminded me of like Magic and Bird. And people don't even understand the magnitude of Magic and Bird. Like they really saved the NBA. Like the NBA was on a downhill when they got there. And when they got there,
You're a student of the game.
They say I really am. Like I really studied this a lot. So like they really saved the NBA. So like that's essentially what Angel Reese and Caitlin Clark did for the WNBA. They saved the WNBA. Not to say that there weren't great players before them, but the ratings were terrible.
They gave it the spark.
They gave it the spark they needed. Now that spark is enough for a woman like Juju Watkins to come in and continue to bring that spark up, right? Flau'jae Johnson, another one. AZ Fudd, who they're still in college, but another year or two they'll be in the WNBA, and now you're building a good league, a league that will make revenue, that will make profit, because they're still losing money still right now, but with the new CBA they might be able to make some money. So I love the growth of the game because women's sports does matter. It really does. I mean, women period, they matter.
Sure.
And that's not even just sports, it's business, everything. So yeah, like I love it. I love the growth of the game, and I hope
And
it
it's
continues to
it's
grow.
fundamentals. You got to think
Yes,
the,
they
the,
don't
the,
have
the
that.
variation of height and weight
Yes.
ain't that different.
Mhm.
You know, the variation of how you can jump and how you can not jump. So
Mhm.
all of that is minimalized. And so in order to be very, very successful in that consistently, it's the fundamentals. It's
Yeah.
the blocking out. It's the
Mhm.
passing. Like you say about Caitlin Clark.
Yeah.
It's not only the Curry stuff.
Yeah,
It's
she's a
the
really good
pass.
passer. Yeah, she's a really good
It's
passer.
those
Yeah.
no look. It's those working with your teammates and knowing where they're going to be. And so I love female.
Yeah,
Basketball.
they don't have the natural athleticism that men have.
Right.
So they got to use their fundamentals to be great.
Yep.
The product might not be as attractive to the eye as the men, but if you're really a savant to this and you
For sure.
love the game,
X's and
it's
O's and
it's
all that.
beautiful
Yep.
because and honestly, I get a lot of my coaching stuff from women's basketball because they don't have the athleticism.
Mm-hmm.
So like they have to really screen somebody to get open. And I'm not gonna lie, I coach at Your Catholic, and I've coached against him at Tech. I don't know if you still there. So we coach against each other. Like our guys, they don't screen, and I don't know if you could attest to that with your guys, but my guys, they don't screen. And what I mean by that is they don't really hit a body on the screen. They'll just be like, oh, air, and they feel like, oh, this guy can get open. No. You got to hit a body. Like they don't understand the magnitude of hitting a body and helping your teammate get open.
Yeah.
And when you look at women's basketball and like a lot of the film that they do, they really hit in the body because they're not fast enough to really go create and all that, do that. So they gotta set screens to get open, real good screens. They gotta cut. They gotta know how to cut hard. Not
no business decisions. You know you're gonna experience some pain after this.
Exactly.
Here comes some pain.
Exactly, because men.
And you ain't gonna take the shot.
Right, because men, even if they don't set let's say I don't get a screen set for me, I still might be able to be athletic enough to get open.
Right.
Women, they're not athletic. Some of them aren't athletic enough to get open, so they gotta use these screens and navigate in different ways.
That's your role on that play, is
right.
For that screen. And you might not get the ball back after
right.
you hit
And you
that
look
shot.
at their footwork; it's impeccable. It's impeccable. Like you look at their foot because they have no choice but to.
Yeah.
Because they can't get open otherwise.
Yeah.
So, I love the growth of the game of the WNBA.
I'm with you.
Not even just WNBA, but just women's sports. Period. Track and field, all that.
So.
Let me ask you a quick question. Change gears a little bit.
Yeah.
Were you able to watch the fight this past weekend? What
So
did you think of it?
I didn't watch it, but I heard about it, and I heard Bud won. I did hear Bud won.
Definitely did.
And I just, to me, I think
That's what Bud.
I think Bud is one of the. I just think he's just the best pound for pound. To me, I think he's the best pound for pound. Canelo is ridiculous, and Canelo's power is just like.
He wasn't able to
He
get close
wasn't,
enough.
and that was the question mark that I had in the beginning of before the fight started was because I did rewatch the highlights and I'm like, okay, if he can't get to Bud, there's no way he wins.
Right.
Because if he gets to him, he's gonna hit him once and he's gonna feel it. Bud's gonna feel it. But Bud, he didn't let him get to him. But what worried me about Bud is the weight. I didn't know if he was gonna be able to fight at that weight properly, but he did. So
that's a lot of weight to pick up.
that's what I mean, and he wasn't used to that. He never fought at that weight, and him having that weight, I was like, I don't know if he can do that, but he showed me.
He fought a technical fight.
He did.
And what impressed me was he picked his moments to mix it up with him.
Yes, he did.
And he won that exchange
he
every
did.
time.
He did.
Because it's speed.
Yeah, exactly. So pound for pound, I just think he's the best right now. That fight was I rewatched it, and it was just an amazing fight.
Yeah.
Amazing fight. So yeah.
I don't know what he's gonna do moving forward, but
Who do you want to see him fight?
I think the guy he's a big guy. He's almost like a light heavyweight, and he beat Canelo. I think his name is like Amir Valtalez or something like that.
Yeah.
And he was too big and strong for Canelo.
Yeah.
So I don't know if he wants to do that or not.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's a good idea. He's on the top.
Mm-hmm.
He hasn't taken too many heavy hits.
Yeah.
It might be
We
good
need to
for
have a
him
boxing
just
panel one of these days. Next fight, we need to have a boxing panel.
Boxing panel.
Maybe have a live little boxing chat while it's going on.
Yeah.
We got a legend here, Buddy Gould.
Buddy Gould, shout out to Buddy Gould.
Yeah, he's been on this show a couple times.
Nice.
I'd love to have him back.
Yeah.
Yeah. So.
I know a little bit
Yeah.
about boxing, a little
Yeah,
bit, just a
you got
little bit.
Antoine Dorm. I got to
Yes,
get him
yeah,
back,
he's
back
good.
on. He's raising up
He was a good basketball
stars
player.
as we speak. So, yeah, York has a lot to offer and a lot to be proud of, and that's something that we need to pass down to our youth. If we would ask our youth about um, some of our heroes in basketball, football in the past,
Hmm.
um, social, people. We have a lot. Mr. Nora Orr, peace, peace and blessings to her. Rest in peace. We got living legends, Mr. Kirkland. We got the street named after our brother John.
Hmm.
You know, Mr. Beatty. I mean,
Chris Dolman.
how many people? Yeah, how many people get streets named after them? So, but our youth, if we was to ask them about the many accomplishments from our people in the past,
They don't know.
They don't.
They don't know.
They don't know.
They don't know. They're not educated, and that.
Loretta Claiborne, shoot.
And right, and see, and that. That right there.
Should be on ESPN, and we don't even know.
See, I gotta talk about that. See, that right there, like that right there, that story,
It should be a class.
that story right there should be a class. That should be taught at York High. The Loretta Claiborne story should be a lesson for history at the
And
city schools.
we got the people to teach it.
And
Samantha Dorm.
And also,
Mr. Kirkland.
she's still here with us,
Right.
and
That's
she's
why I
still
said
running. She's still
living
running.
in her 70s.
Right, she's still running. Like gold medalist. Like, come on now, Olympian. Like, are we serious? Like, come on now. We have an Olympian here in York, Pennsylvania. We don't even talk about it. And I can guarantee I can go up to an 8-year-old right now. Let me say 14-year-old right now. And I ask them, do they know who Loretta Claiborne is? I guarantee they say no. And that's crazy to me.
We don't know our history. Look at the people that live right there on Newberry Street and have no clue of what happened. That changed the climate of this whole country with the race riots there.
Yes.
With, what's her name?
Yes.
The lady that died on Newberry Street there.
What's her name? Oh, that's gonna bug me.
I forget her name.
But
Allen was her name.
yes.
Yeah. That. How can you live on that street and not
know
what
what happened?
history
Yeah.
there? Family members were fighting for our freedom. Mr. Takani Beatty, the rights, the Freelands,
And then
all
even-
them were involved fighting for our freedom right there on that
Yep.
street, Newberry Street. People don't even
They don't
know
even
the
know.
history
Yeah, they don't even know.
of what happened with the race riots of '69.
And then also, like, there's a
That was one of the worst riots in not just this city's history, but the country's history.
I don't even know if people know that there's an underground railroad trail in under York. Like, there is an underground railroad trail. Like, if you go my dad's barbershop, in my dad's barbershop, if you go to the back and go down, it's in the basement. It's right. You can see the underground railroad trail, and you can walk it. You can walk it. It's in my dad's barbershop. Right hand on the I'm telling you, right hand on the Bible. I'm telling you, you go to the barbershop. You open that door, you go through the back, it's right in there. You can go.
Underground railroad
Yes.
slaves came through
Yes.
York. York is supposedly the
Yes.
capital of the country at one time.
Yes, it
So,
was. Right. It was. So, yeah, man, it's so much history here, and these kids just got to learn to embrace it. Like, if they figure out how to embrace the good here, the history,
It's a lot to be proud of.
it's a lot to be proud of, man. Like, that York History Center is a beautiful place to be at, just to go see
From all backgrounds.
Right, these art galleries that we have, beautiful. Like, these mom and pop shops that we have here, the market, everything about York to me should be valued, but it's just not,
Right.
and it's a shame. It's really a shame. So I don't. Yeah, the fix is definitely continuing what we're doing, and hoping that other people do the same, and we it becomes a village, and we all work together. Because at the end of the day, like, yeah, I'm a business, and yeah, you may have a business, but if we work together, we're creating a solution
Right.
for the problem, right? I'm not trying to compete against you. Yeah, we may do the same things, but I'm not competing against you because I want you to win because we from the same city, and I want these kids to grow, and I want these kids to have a good foundation and a good life to live here. So yeah.
No doubt. Thank you for tuning in to the Hour of Power. Tune in next week. We'll have another powerful show. We'll have a panel discussion to be part 2 of a panel discussion we did a few weeks ago about relationships with different races and everything. That caused a lot of talk, so we'll be talking about that again next week, God willing. Thank you for tuning in. Peace.